2NURFM.com, a broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.
He's the recently appointed head of the School of Creative Arts at the University of Newcastle, Professor Frank Millward. Also, he's the next presenter in the series of New Professors Talks, which is happening tomorrow night in Newcastle. We welcome you to the studio. Hello. How are you settling into our area?
Excellent. Very good. Really enjoyed it.
So pleased to have you here. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Frank. Where do you come from?
Well, I'm originally from Brisbane, and the last 16 years I've been in the UK working at various places, but mainly at a university called Kingston University, which is basically South London, North Surrey. It's on the edge there. It's on the River Thames. Very exciting place to work. I was working in the School of Fine Art. Before then I was working in the School of Music. And my position there as a professor was as a research professor more recently. But I started and wrote a number of courses in music, in popular music, and in interdisciplinary courses. The last one was called Art, Performance and Digital Media.
Now, are you finding it a bit of a contrast between there and being here now?
Well, you're answering it. You've already asked the question that you know the answer to. Obviously, there's a big difference. I've slowed down a lot, though, since it's taken me 6 months, but I think I'm picking up the beat of things. There's a demand here for a different kind of speed, I think. And the different kind of speed is really about what it is that you're trying to achieve and how long it's going to take. Being that the environment actually dictates a lot of things. So in London, things are very fast and, you know, there's always pressure to do this and do that. But there's also a very slow undertow of tradition. So it depends on how you look at what it is that drives things along, I guess. But no, I love being here. It's a fantastic city. It's a fantastic place to be, and particularly because of the creative arts. The creative arts are like they're just waiting to blow up and burgeon and become into something really important for Newcastle, but also for Australia. This is the biggest proportion of artists per head of population in Australia, and I think that's a really exciting place to be, where there are lots of artists, there's lots of willingness, and there's lots of ideas, and there's lots of ideas for innovative thinking, creative thinking, and ways of doing things that have not been done before. And that's the reason why I came. I mean, I could have stayed where I was, but the actual opportunity to do something between visual art, sonic arts and performance here in Newcastle is quite unique, in fact.
There's so much scope there. You must
Absolutely.
be so excited, especially taking over that new role as the head of the creative arts here. Now, as we move on, I want to talk to you about the special talk tomorrow night, which is the New Professors Talk. And we're seeing that you're doing this in a different style. Can you tell me a little bit more about that, your presentation?
Well, I've described it as a performance lecture. I mean, I think at the heart of things that I'm trying to instigate is I'm picking up on the fact that lots of things across the school involve performance. There's music performance, there's a kind of performance art, there's a drama performance, there's an interactive performance, there's a performance in relation to materiality with painting, with sculpture, with ceramics, with photography. So the idea of performance is central, and what I'm doing at my talk is I've involved all those elements. I've involved video, performance with video, the choir's going to sing with, and there's a video that accompanies that. I'm demonstrating an online platform that I've built. It's called London Memories. I've also got a DVD that I'm playing extracts from that is the visual realisation of sounds. So yes, it's all around the idea of performance and the way in which performance cuts across and enables those interdisciplinary opportunities between creative arts as a place for interdisciplinary practice. Performance, sonic arts, visual arts.
Tell us more about that topic, which you just touched on there, what you'll be exploring with that with us in the presentation tomorrow.
The title of the talk is Transformations. I'm looking at the way in which creative arts is transforming technology, but also the way in which technology is transforming the creative arts. So what I'm saying is that artists are actually driving a lot of the way in which current technologies, particularly media technologies, are being asked to perform. We see this in apps, we see this in the way in which people adopt or improvise with technology and find new ways of using programs, technologies that are either portable, mobile or fixed, and the way in which we adapt to that and the way in which we perform with technology. So if you see a program that you use, when you find somebody else who uses it, 9 times out of 10 they'll be using it in a completely different way than you use it. And this is a really interesting aspect about the way in which we are being transformed by technologies, but also we are transforming technologies. And that has big, big implications for the way in which we teach and the way in which we interact with these performative elements within the creative arts.
Will we see, with you in the School of Creative Arts as the head there now, will we see the outer community coming more in closeness with what's being done at the University of Newcastle? Are you going to draw them a little closer together?
I think one of the big things that I'm really interested in getting going is the idea that the collaborative arts are the creative arts. In other words, at the core of the creative arts is collaboration. So not only would there be collaboration across the school between, what is now music, sonic arts, but also with performance, with the visual arts. Not only will there be the possibility for doing things across that, but there will also be this thrust into the community, into industry, to collaborate with industry and collaborate with the community in interesting ways that are about, I guess, ideas around social entrepreneurship, around ideas about how we can, in fact, be creative together. So I think the way in which we teach at the moment could perhaps be looked at in terms of outward facingness, particularly in relation to community cohorts or groupings that already exist. Performing arts, high schools, little amateur theatre companies, professional theatre companies, places that make videos, IT companies, all these kinds of things are places where I think that students need to put themselves and find ways of interacting with them.
Professor Millward, this has been such a pleasure having you here. We hope you're not going to be a stranger and you come over and see us more often.
Love to.
And tomorrow night, a wonderful introduction to you too, so we get to find out a little bit more of you through your presentation.
Fantastic.
Joining us from the University of Newcastle, he is the recently appointed head of the School of Creative Arts, Professor Frank Millward. Now, tomorrow night, if you'd like to be part of the new Professors Talk, it will be 6:15 for a 6:30 start at the Newcastle Conservatorium of Music. That's on the corner of Auckland and Lehman Streets, Newcastle. And if you'd like more details on that, by all means, give us a call at 2NURFM. We have all the details.